But now I've never been to any of the new jails, so I can't tell you what they're like. But I've got friends in the new jails, and that, what's his name, Matty fucking Johnson's one of them, so I hope he beats that fucking blue.
All I have in this world is my laws, my word, and I don't break them for good.
Rightio legends, Chaos Chronicles. And so today, I thought it had been a long time since we'd done a Chaos from the Vault. So that's what we're doing today. And I found some bloody rippers, I'll tell you what. So the Chopper Read videos are always favorites. So I found 3 videos that I have not seen before, and I have not seen them anywhere other than where I found them. And yeah, I would believe that most of you people have not seen these Chopper videos. Now, it is almost impossible for me to find videos on Chopper that absolutely everybody hasn't seen. But I would imagine that at least the first 2/3 of this video you have not seen before. Maybe the last bit you have seen before, but I would imagine that the first halves of this video you have not seen, or the first third of this video rather, you have not seen. Let's get into it.
Because to get rid of that bastard, because you know, the only people I used to really hurt in jail, I mean, I used to torment them, and then just look, a few did die, but they're all sex offenders and people that had sex with children, or being bad to kiddies. Or they were trying to kill me. They had knives and they had meat cleavers. They were going to try and kill me, or they'd done something wrong to children, right? They're the only people we really turned our hand against, right, in jail. And I'm not ashamed of anyone we ever attacked in Pentridge, because they're only ever cocksuckers and scum, and they had it fucking coming. They're only ever cocksuckers and scum, and I'm quite proud of everything I ever did to them. I'm not ashamed of anything I ever did in Pentridge, right? And but now I've never been to any of the new jails, so I can't tell you what they're like. But I've got friends in the new jails, and that, what's his name, Matty fucking Johnson's one of them, so I hope he beats that fucking blue against that fucking Carl Williams, because I don't agree with what that Carl Williams did, fucking, and that Benji Benjamin, he was a turd too, so I'm glad he's fucking dead. So, yeah, and I don't like that Mrs. fucking Moran, I don't like any member of the fucking family. I had to put my foot up that Jason Moran's ass in 1987, because he bashed fucking, Carl fucking Williams's fucking a bloke called Carl Williams. He bashed, what's his name? Fucking, he bashed someone's fucking wife anyway. I had to back up and fucking and stick my foot up Jason Moran's ass, and that's what I did in 1987. And I put a couple of bullets down there his feet. He ran off, hopped into his Porsche and drove away. But fuck him anyway. Fuck the whole fucking family.
So what about that? There will never ever be another Chopper Read, and you know, he is once in a lifetime you come across people like Chopper Read, and they definitely broke the mold when they made him. And I would say that he's actually a genius the way he puts his character together, and funny bugger.
What am I doing now? I'm painting pictures now. I paint pictures. So then.
Here's that guy going to stab up the arse with a 10-inch blade.
Oh, he's still in Pentridge. And there was this bloke. It was the first time I ever come into Pentridge. I was 17 and a half years old, and my mate, man Charlie, was 15 and a half years old. And there was a bloke in Pentridge who was doing 27 years jail, or 36 years jail, for snapping his own brother's neck at the wedding, right? He was a schizophrenic Hungarian Croatian bodybuilder, right? You wrap your brain around that. Schizophrenic Croatian bodybuilder And he was a big giant. He was 6 foot 4 inches tall, weighed about 19 and a half, 22 stone. He was a fucking giant, right? Could fight like a fresh machine. And he walks up to Mad Charlie and he says, by the end of the day, there's going to be shit on my dick or blood on my knife. He wants to stick his dick up Charlie's ass or he's going to punch Charlie's head in. So Charlie walked up to me and told me this. Well, in Pentridge years ago, there was a thing called to leave your mate posted, right? And I didn't believe in it. It means if your friend's in trouble and you leave him in trouble and don't back him up, you're a fucking dog. And I didn't believe in it, right? So the whole jail was watching what was going on. Now, there's 1,250 men in that jail. They all knew this bloke had put it on Charlie, and they're all watching what I was going to do. Because poor old Charlie, he was only 5 foot 4, and he weighed about 12 and a half stone. He looked like a little thug. He had a broken nose and cauliflower. He had puffy eyes and a broken nose, and sort of like half fucking bald. He looked like a 34-year-old when he was 15 and a half. That's why they put him in fucking jail. Because he looked like a sounded like a young Marlon Brando. He used to go, hey Chopper, you know, and this ugly evil voice he had, right? He'd say, hey Chopper, what are you doing, you know? And oh gee, he looked like the Godfather. And
This sounded
anyway,
like a little bit like
they
Blondie.
were all watching what was going on, so I couldn't beat this bloke in the fight. So I said to the Aboriginal barber, I said, give us a knife. And he gave me a 10-inch butcher's boning knife with a big base on it and a fine point. So how was I going to beat this bloke in a fight? Yeah, he's back to me. I said, where is he, Charlie? Charlie pointed him out. He had a white towel wrapped around him. He was over the sink, cleaning his teeth over the sink, right? And I walked up behind him with this boning knife, and I stabbed him straight up the bum hole with the boning knife, right? And went straight up the anal passage. Now, when someone's had a 10-inch boning knife up their anal passage, he stood up like that. He shit 2 pints of blood straight out the arse. He turns around. He took 3 steps, and then he fell over, right? Because I'd passed through the upper colon, passed through the lower colon, passed into the stomach muscles, and passed straight into the guts, right? And when I did that, he lost his ability to walk. Because when you've had your stomach muscles severed with a knife, you lose your ability to walk. I noticed this after I got stabbed. I lost my ability to walk. I had to fall on the ground. So anyway, fucking, he fell down, and that's when me and Matt Charlie gave him a bloody good kicking. So he's going off to hospital that day, right? I said to the Scottish Screw, where have they taken him? And this Scottish Screw had a fascination with medicine. He said, oh, he's gone away to hospital to get his entire anal webbing restitched. And I said, his entire what? He says anal webbing. I said, what's that? And I become fascinated with those words. Get your fucking webbing restitched. And I was walking around Pentridge around the yard saying, go and get your fucking webbing restitched. And everyone was laughing with me. And I was going to get the words, go and get your webbing restitched, down across my throat. And Charlie said, don't go doing that, so I didn't bother doing it. But anyway...
So like I said at the start, I'd imagine that most of you hadn't seen this exact one, considering it is recorded footage from a phone of one of Chopper's live shows before he died. Let me know what you think in the comment section anyway, and we'll jump into the next section. But yeah, let me know if you've seen this or not in the comment section, and we'll jump on in.
The real Chopper describes the film as 95% accurate. He mostly laughs at his on-screen exploits, but cringes at a scene in which he assaults his then-girlfriend and her mother.
I wasn't terribly comfortable with that scene.
But you're happy to be seen shooting an enemy in the eye, but raising a fist to a woman makes you uncomfortable?
I didn't feel all that good about that, no.
Well, there you go. In Chopper Reed's own words himself, he says that most of the movie is based on BS. And, well, yeah, I would hope that you didn't like the bit where they show you headbutting your mum and then belting your girlfriend. But, yeah, never a dull moment ever with Chopper.
It appealed to my sense of humour for me to donate the money to them, because if this movie goes big enough, I could end up becoming their largest contributor.
I think the average victim of crime would feel sick in the stomach.
Mel Burnett represents victims of crime. Like the police, he describes the movie as a bad joke, including Reed's donation to the police-run charity.
I'd be rather offended by the fact that money is going to be given somewhat charitably from a criminal to the organisation from the profits of his crime.
So a lot of people didn't know that because Chopper Reed was a criminal, that he could not receive any payments from the movie because the victims of crime, something or other. But so what he did was actually, as you're seeing, quite comical. He donated it to the police, which was, you know, typical Chopper fashion.
We love Charlie Reid. We love Charlie Reid.
Perhaps not surprisingly, Chopper says after spending 23 of his 46 years in prison, he's finally cleaned up his act and now concentrates on playing husband and father.
If it wasn't for my wife, I suppose I'd be back in jail. You know.
And your son, how's he changed you?
Well, that's it. You know, my whole life now. He is my whole life. That's it. You know. And so, you know, as far as I'm concerned, Chopper Reid's dead. He's gone. He's finished. He's over. You know, Chopper Reid exists now on film, in books, and in the minds of people that like me and people that don't like me. But the real, actual Chopper Reid's gone. He's finished. Just listen to this.
Well, there you go, legends. Another episode of Chaos from the Vault, Chopper Reid. So I thought that was some pretty gold videos that I thought that everyone here would absolutely appreciate. And yeah, let me know how I did in the comment section, and let me know if you had seen these before, because there is only one place you could have seen these videos, and I would imagine that a lot of people don't have access to that. But anyway, guys, I have been the Chaos Chronicles. You guys have been absolutely awesome. And if you haven't already, guys, please jump down there, shoot me a subscription. That would be very much appreciated. And if you smash that bell icon, you'll never miss any of my clips again. I have been the Chaos Chronicles, and you guys have been absolutely awesome. And as always, don't do drugs and crime and you won't end up in prison. We out.
Because to get rid of that bastard, because you know, the only people I used to really hurt in jail, I mean, I used to torment them, and then just look, a few did die, but they're all sex offenders.